Hello! Welcome to another episode of A.R.E. Inside Connection, where we bring you the behind the scenes of the happenings at the A.R.E. My name is Loretto. I am the marketing coordinator here, and today I am talking with McKenna Joesten, our membership manager. Welcome, McKenna. I am so glad to be talking with you today.
Thank you so much for having me, Loretto. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your background and just kind of a little bit more about you.
Sure. So I'm originally from Northern Virginia, but my grandparents actually had a summer vacation home in Virginia Beach, so we frequently visited Virginia Beach since I was about 5 years old, every year until I was about 15 probably, I would say. So I actually have a lot of memories growing up hearing about Edgar Cayce because my grandmother and my aunt would frequently go to conferences here. So I remember the first time I heard about Edgar Cayce, they were telling me about the sleeping prophet and how when he was a boy, he was able to sleep on his textbooks and he'd wake up and remember every single page. And so of course my sister and I, when we were probably in elementary school, we tried that technique and I can't say it worked as well as it did for Edgar Cayce, but it definitely sparked my interest at an early age. So then throughout my teenage years, I would say life kind of took over and I became a little bit more disconnected. I wasn't able to travel up here as much. But then when I was about 21 years old, my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And so he was given about 3 months to live. And so during those 3 months, I really tried to reconnect with my faith and kind of start back on my spiritual journey, which honestly, I cannot tell you how much that helped me through that time.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's something really tough and just difficult to go through that.
It was
I'm glad
really
that you had an
hard.
outlet.
Exactly. It really helped me through the grieving process. Because as I said, he was only given 3 months, so that was really challenging to kind of wrap your head around it so quickly. I do feel really fortunate that I had that time before and it wasn't like a sudden death. But yeah, it definitely changed my whole outlook on life. And the biggest takeaway that I had that really gave me so much comfort through that process was studying the Edgar Cayce material, and I learned that, your spirit never dies. So I was able to really understand that my dad is with me more now than he ever was when he was in his physical body. Yeah. So that just gave me such a huge sense of comfort and just knowing that he is around me 24/7. So I really have to thank the A.R.E. and the Edgar Cayce material for getting me through. That was probably one of the hardest times of my life. So
yeah, I'm very sorry that happened.
Thank you.
I always like hearing kind of how people got introduced to Edgar Cayce or how they found out about the material and things like that, because I almost feel like for a lot of us that work here, we had some type of interaction early on in like our teen years or when we were little through other people that got us into the Cayce material. And then, at least for me, it was the same thing. I got introduced to the Cayce material around high school, but then during my early 20s, I kind of forgot about it, just didn't.
Yeah, life kind of just takes over.
Yeah, life takes over. And then, you don't start rediscovering that part of yourself until later on.
Exactly. It really felt like my life was coming full circle almost. Like it really just made me realize that this opportunity to work here at the A.R.E. was meant to be, and it just fell into my lap, and I've never felt so like at home, I guess I would say.
Yeah, I can relate to that feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Yeah. So you've been here since November.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about what are some of the things that you have enjoyed the most about this transition, because you came from a completely different place.
Yeah.
So tell me what you found interesting and just kind of like,
Oh my gosh, so much comes to mind, honestly. From the very moment I started working here, actually before, when I knew I got the job, of course, instantly started reconnecting with the Edgar Cayce material, and I would watch hours and hours of videos, and I would just go down a rabbit hole, and I got very attached to the information right off the bat. So and I felt immediately how my life was positively impacted by just being around this information, the culture of the A.R.E, the people, the philosophy. It really impacts your life in a very positive way.
Yeah. So I know that you got introduced to the Cayce material, a little bit, a few years back, but then now you have really been kind of getting immersed in the Cayce philosophy, as you're saying. Can you share with us some of your favorite topics that you like about the readings and some of the new things that you have been learning?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing that really comes to mind is how amazing it is that in the readings he covers 10,000 topics. I mean, there is something for everybody in those readings.
Yeah.
So when I first started, I was actually lucky enough to find a study group that I signed up for. That study group hour is, I have to say, one of my favorite hours out of the week. It really helps me get immersed into the readings and the philosophy, and to be able to have conversations and dissect the information with like-minded people, and then go to practice that and apply it in your everyday life is a life-changing experience. I would highly recommend it to anyone. But so I've been learning a lot in those study groups, but what I've been really focusing on practicing recently is dream interpretation. I've started meditating, which honestly I can immediately see a difference in my stress level, just everything. It really affects every aspect of your life in a positive way.
Yeah, it does.
And also just reading that your thoughts are things. So I've really been trying to focus on, being positive, spreading positivity, seeing the light in everyone that I encounter, performing acts of service, and just kind of being an overall, better person for the world. So it's hard to pick just one topic that I love so much, because the material is so rich and it has so much practical advice and healing insights, and there's just amazing information in those 14,000 plus readings.
Yeah, definitely. So now that you're in the membership department, what are some of your goals that you see, for membership?
Well, I think that because I am such a huge believer in this information, and I hold it so close to my heart, that really I genuinely just want to inform as many people across this globe about this important, life-enriching information. So I think it's amazing that we are in so many countries and we have so much exposure already, but I just want to make sure that this material is accessible to as many people as possible, because I genuinely think it can better this world.
Yes, definitely. What's new with membership right now?
There's a lot of exciting things that we're doing with membership. We recently brought back the Thought for the Day, which I was really happy about, because that just is such an amazing way to spread inspiration and
people love
positivity. Yeah, we made it a lot easier for members to share on their social media platforms, and again, just spreading that Cayce philosophy and that positive material. I love starting my day with a thought for the day. I look forward to reading it at 6 a.m. I think every morning. And then another huge benefit that I personally really, really enjoy is John Van Auken's Enlightenment courses. He has done such a brilliant job really enhancing those courses to really help people on their spiritual path and growing in a spiritual way. And those courses are so helpful to me, and I really hope they're, helpful to all the members as well.
Yes, definitely.
I look forward to them every month.
Yeah, he has such a wisdom, and he's such an expert on the Casey material from all the years of research that he's done and just putting it into practice, that just kind of getting his insights every month with the courses is really, really valuable.
It's so helpful because the material can be hard at times to really dissect and understand, and sometimes it can be difficult to really interpret it and apply it in your everyday life. And I think that John does such a brilliant job explaining it in such easy terms to understand, to really help you apply these concepts in your everyday life. I think he does an amazing job, and he's very funny while he does it.
Yeah, I love his sense of humor.
Yeah, he's so
and
great.
His laugh is just one of a kind.
It's infectious. I know, it's true.
Yeah. I hear that we have a new monthly price option for membership. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited to introduce this new low monthly payment of only $825. We've been finding this really helpful for people on a budget to be able to access this information for just $825 a month. It's actually cheaper than a Hulu subscription. So it just makes it easier for anyone that's on a budget to access this information. So yeah, we're really excited to introduce that new $825 a month pricing option.
And what are some of the benefits that you get with that?
That has the full benefit. So you'll have access to all 14,000 plus readings. You'll get a Membership Monday email, which is always full of new information. We have bonus videos, blogs, reading interpretation by Casey experts. So we're always trying to put out some new information in those Member Monday emails. Of course, the Enlightenment courses from John Van Auken, that's a $365 value right there. 12 monthly lessons in a given year. Each lesson comes with a video lesson, a written lesson, an activity, a blog, an article, and Venture Inward. Of course, you'll get your Venture Inward magazine as well as the Casey Quarterly digital newsletter. I personally love the member experiments in the Casey Quarterly newsletter. I think it really helps, at least it does for me, to apply these concepts and these lessons in my everyday life. I look forward to those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So there's, we're always adding, benefits, trying to, really get the Casey concept out there to our members.
Well, I get to work with you on a regular basis. The marketing department and the membership department are kind of intertwined, and I've really enjoyed, getting to know you a little bit more and working with you. And I'm just excited for what's next and what's coming for the A.R.E. and just kind of how both of our departments are working together to continue to spread the word about Edgar Casey and the readings and his legacy. So I do love that, and I
Me
enjoy
too.
working with
It
you.
has been such a great experience so far, and honestly, I just can't wait to see how membership grows in the future. And I have such high hopes for spreading this amazing work. So I'm just so thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, McKenna. It has been really nice talking with you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next time.